Pollard Valley Cooks, and tonight I'm actually going to heat up the pork and beans I made earlier this week. We never ate them. And I'm going to make some cabbage and some biscuit. I actually just woke up from a nap, y'all. Okay, so me and Amy are the only ones here tonight. But I guess I'll go ahead and make a batch. And then maybe we could eat them for breakfast, warm them up or something. Or I can make some bread pudding or something out of them. So I'm just going to start with 2 cups of self-rising flour is what I use. It's what Mama used and it's what Granny used. Everybody in my family made biscuits with self-rising flour. Granny always put a pinch of soda in hers. So we're going to do the same thing. And then you're going to use shortening. So that looks like about right. Okay. So we're going to put in about 1/4 cup of shortening in here. Now, if you want to, you could always use, let go. You could use butter, but I never use butter. But y'all can if you want to. So we're just going to take my blending fork. You can see how easy it is to blend with this blending fork. The shortening just goes right through it, really, really easy. And it's not hard to do at all. You're going to want to blend it until the shortening gets about pea size. And then that shortening is what fluffs up in the dough while it's in the oven and makes them rise, okay? So, of course, the baking powder helps too, but that's already in the self-rising flour. So we're going to add buttermilk to this until it's all kind of just stuck together a little bit. Usually takes about 1 cup or so when you're using 2 cups of flour. And it makes a difference in what kind of milk you're using, whether or not it's whole buttermilk or it's low-fat buttermilk. So you should always go more about how the dough looks than you should go by the actual wet ingredient in the recipe when you're doing a biscuit. Okay? See how that's just all stuck together just right? And there's nothing left in the bottom. That's how you want them to look. You're going to sprinkle your surface. Put your dough out on it. Sprinkle it again. And you want to fold your dough over about 7 to 10 times or so if you want it to rise up pretty. Now, if you don't fold them over, they're not going to rise as pretty. So it's up to you. I mean, some people say their mother told them not to fold them. But I always do. Okay, so once you get them patted out, you're going to pat them about a 1/2 inch thick. And I just got to see what kind of view y'all got so that I'll know how I should put these in my skillet. Why don't we just cut them out and then I'll lay them in a skillet. That's what I'll do. It's lightning and thundering outside. The weather's been kind of crazy this evening. It was a good time for a nap. That's why I took one when it's lightning. Alright, I think we're going to fill up the skillet. Our oven is at 450 degrees. We're going to grease our skillet. And put our biscuits in here. If you put them right next to each other, they won't rise quite as high. Maybe, but I'm going to fill it up. And we got room, just enough room to put the rest of our dough in there, so I'll roll it with my hands. All right, you can take buttermilk and pat the tops of them with it if you want to. It's not, you know, mandatory, but Granny always did, and Mama didn't. So some people do, some people don't. So you can see my oven says that it's at 450 degrees. And we're gonna put these in the oven for about 20 minutes. It usually takes them about 20 minutes at that temperature. I just want to make sure that they're getting brown on the bottom. And they are. So they're about done. I'll get it in a minute, won't I? All right. See how pretty they look? So let's go ahead and put some butter in a couple of them so that I can have one of my marmalade. I say marmalade, but it's actually peaches that I'm having. It's my dessert. Ow, that's so hot. Hot! Let me get me a fork. They still got pretty tall. See how tall this one is? Woo! They're nice and hot too. I'm only going to have 2 with butter. 2 with butter. It's going to be like 1 with butter because they're so little. Soda wants one. She's right under my feet. You're not getting one, girly. We're not getting one. Uh-oh, I think I got both. Oh, I don't. And I've got to get me a clean spoon for my jelly. Don't ever cross-contaminate your jelly. You can tell that those I actually had butter in when I cooked them down. So those are actually dried peaches cooked. But it's kind of an acquired type taste. You know, several things are that way. Wait, I gotta get a spoon. Let me pour me some tea. Amy's here. She's just downstairs with a friend watching Harry Potter. So, I don't know if she'll come up and eat in a little while or not. I will say while we're talking, y'all, that Betty Glass said that she had made my Italian cream cake 3 times and that everybody was raving over it. Let me zoom y'all back out. And she actually bought some walnut oil and put a little bit of walnut oil in it. But now walnut oil, I don't believe it's black walnut oil. I think it's just walnut oil. But she said that her granny said that years ago, if they didn't have lard, then that's about the only kind of oil they could get was walnut oil. I don't know if any of y'all remember that or not. Of course, I don't remember it, and my granny's gone. She passed away quite a few years ago, so I couldn't ask her. Yummy. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching Color Valley Cooks tonight, making biscuits. And this is a good supper. I hope y'all have enjoyed watching it. We'll see you next time on Color Valley Cooks. Y'all watch us Thursday night on FFF, Family Food Fight, Channel 2, ABC. We're in the final 3. We worked hard to get there too, y'all. And we listened to them and we learned as we went. We really did. Love ya. Bye.